Gentlemen, my name is Dr. John Belkwitz. I'm the Director of R&D at Intelligent Concrete. We're specialized in making concrete do the impossible. I have two of the most amazing people standing next to me.
That's me.
Uncle Richard and Mr. B. Can you guys do a quick intro? Mr. B, you want to start us off?
Yes, my name is Paul Bryant. I'm a licensed engineer. I've been licensed since 1987, working in residential and commercial construction, structural and foundation, geotechnical for that whole time. So there it is. That's me.
And you were John's first.
Oh, and I was, well, John's first. I was John's first mentor, whatever. But I picked John up many years ago.
Still sounding weird.
Yeah, homeless, shoeless, hungry. Raised him up like he was my own. I look at him now. So that's me.
And I'm John's second. I'm Richard. I've been doing concrete now for quite a few years, since I was a little kid. Masonry was my main start in life, but there was more flat work to be done here than brickwork, so that's what I've been doing. And I've been working with John for quite a while now, and asking his advice on a few things.
Not too many.
There's not much he doesn't know about concrete, I can assure you.
Well, so when I talk about Uncle Richard and Mr. B, this is who I'm talking about. And this week, gentlemen, what we're going over is hydronic temperature controlling. So here in Colorado, we can go from 50 degrees down to -15 within a 10-hour span. So if you place your residential concrete slab, let's say a 40-foot wide by 50-foot long driveway, that's 6 inches thick, you got 517 pounds total cementitious, 0.45 to 0.47 water cementitious ratio, mid-range water reducer, nice rounded rock, a little bit of sand in there, or 50-50 sand, so it's creamy and dreamy. But you placed it, it was supposed to be 50 degrees, and now a storm came in. Storm come in, everybody's getting off the job site, the temperature swings. What I would recommend to people, you don't want to lose the slab. And there was one night, we go over to Brooke's house, right? We went to go park in her driveway. I pulled on the e-brake, or the parking brake, and the van just started slipping backwards. Next door to Brooke's house, they had a foundation that was poured earlier that day. No plastic, no blankets on it, but there was a nice thin sheet of ice sitting on top of the concrete. And that concrete was still dark gray. Like it had not, and the formwork is still on there. So in that situation, or with this residential driveway, is it practical from the engineering standpoint and the contractor standpoint to get your blankets out, get a bunch of hose out, just like you're doing a radiant heat system. See?
I see.
The radiant
heat. That's how plumbers do it.
And then you blanket, concrete blanket on top of it to insulate. Is that practical? Mr. B, what do you got?
Well, the economics are really what are going to be in play, and whether or not the contractor has been forward-thinking enough to have the various tool set available so that it can be deployed in a timely manner. Because if you don't take care of it right away, as soon as that concrete is solid enough that you can put something on it and not have it destroy the finish, then you have maybe a couple of hour window before that concrete has either frozen solid or has otherwise become damaged by sub-freezing temperatures. So if you can get the water pipe on there quickly enough and get it insulated quickly enough, you probably have a pretty fair chance of being able to save the slab and not have it fall apart in 2 years or 5 years or 10 years because it went south within 2 hours of it being poured. That's an economic question and a logistical question that only the contractor can really answer from an engineering standpoint. It's completely practical, but as engineers, we're not the ones who are deploying the pipe. We're not the ones who are paying the bills. So.
Thank you, sir.
Cue contractor.
Just about that, just about what he said. Yeah, if you've got the time and the men there at the time, you better move fast. If you can get it covered, you'll be good to go. It'll work. Now, were you thinking of putting the blanket on first, then the pipe, then a blanket on top of that?
There's got to be something that protects the concrete slab from direct heat. So Visqueen, 10 mil, 6 mil at the very least. Or, they make these crappier blankets, these thinner, lower thickness blankets, like a 1/2 inch instead of 1 inch thick of that insulation. So you could possibly, but one thing that we saw before is that you weren't getting that heat transfer when you had thick blanket, hose, thick blanket. Because then you're insulating the concrete from the heat, so it didn't work. It was stupid. Yeah, that was my idea.
But in theory, I would have thought that would still have worked. The cold couldn't have got in there.
It would have taken longer. Definitely would have worked, but it might have taken longer. So, I mean, ultimately what we're looking at is trying to help you, the contractor, save that slab, or even the homeowner. And as a contractor, it's not a bad idea to have that system set up beforehand and put an add-on to your contract with the homeowner that says, hey, in Colorado this time of year, if you really want me to pour, we've got to have something that protects the concrete. And that's
Most contractors wouldn't be pouring. They'd know it's going to be getting cold.
if you're tough enough. If you're tough
If you're
enough.
like us.
Well, the fact of the matter is sometimes you don't have control
Right.
over that schedule. That the concrete has to go in at a certain time or everything else starts to slip. And sometimes when things get busy, if you lose your slot in the schedule with certain other subcontractors to you, you may slip 2 weeks, you may slip a month because they're just not going to scoot everybody down 2 days to accommodate you. Everybody else is on a schedule, and if you lose your position, you may lose it for a while.
Yeah,
So
I
you
can
have to pour.
I can see it more being for foundations, for footings,
Right.
than for driveways, because you're gonna mess that finish up, putting Visqueen on it,
Right.
and hose and everything. But for foundations, it wouldn't matter. You could throw them on, and you'd be good to go the next day. And stop it from freezing.
That's a good point. That's a good point. And I gotta be honest, when you were saying when you get too busy and you miss that slot, as things can slip, it just sounds so sexual.
Yeah, see, this
It's just
is
worth
what we
moving.
put up with all the time with this guy. There can be some, I was gonna say, you leave one little opening and he said, oh, no.
There's that slot again.
But I'm
And
not
it
gonna
gets
say that.
busy and slippery.
I'm just not gonna say that because I'm a professional.
Mama B is gonna yell at you, Jonathan.
Yes.
I'm okay with that. I'm really okay. Anyway, listen, thanks for joining us. I'm glad we got perspectives from two of the most awesome people in the construction industry. Don't forget to like and subscribe, ding the bell. Go concrete!
Yeah.
Beat asphalt.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Go concrete!
Beat
Yeah.
asphalt.
No, yeah!
What are we supposed to do?
Just say you're doing it
I
right.
love
What?
that.
You're just supposed to say beat asphalt.
Oh, okay.
It's like go Air Force, beat Navy.
All right, so
Go concrete!
Yeah.
beat asphalt. Wait, see, he's not in the program. He keeps going, yeah.
Say beat asphalt.
You
Yeah.
want me to say this?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not going to say
Okay.
it. Okay.
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 That means beat asphalt. The asphalt.
Okay, you're gonna say go concrete,
I'm
and
gonna
we're
say-
gonna say beat asphalt.
Yes.
All right.
Now I got it. You didn't tell me that bit. I thought you were just happy with him saying.
He assumed that you would know,
Oh.
Richard.
Now I'm busy cheering the winner.
Go concrete!
Beat asphalt.